Welcome, kings and queens. This is Enhanced Holistically Tarot and Life Advice. It's been a long time, but I'm glad to be back on my channel making videos. Just want to catch you up. Within the last 2 months, I have relocated, or we have relocated to Georgia, as I think I've mentioned in one of my videos. It's been it's been a great transition, but it had been a difficult one, and so you'll see I'm in a different space. This room is totally dedicated. This is my meditation room, or our meditation room, totally dedicated for spiritual enhancement. Just a space, a sacred space that we could set aside so that I could do the work that I'm doing. So let me just give you a little bit of a background and be very transparent about what took me so long. First of all, I think life happens to all of us, and so there was a time that I needed a respite, or didn't have the time to do videos like I wanted to, being in transition, working nights, and then my fiance being here in Georgia. So it took a lot of transition for us over the last couple of months. A lot of things have happened and transpired, which I will share that maybe not in this video, but what I did come to realize and to grasp is when you're not exercising, or when you're not exercising your power or walking in your purpose, or not actively engaged in that which you're called to do, then you get distracted and you tend to veer off the journey, or be blindsided by things that ordinarily wouldn't touch you, or be affected by things that wouldn't ordinarily affect you. So, this is now myself getting back into alignment, doing what I love to do, doing what I set out to do in the beginning of the year anyway, and continue to enhance myself. And so, uh, doing that, part of that is me enhancing others. And so that is why my channel is called Enhanced Holistically Tarot and Life Advice. So without further ado, not to make this too long, because I know that a lot of us are going through a lot of transformation. I spoke in the beginning of the year about how things and seasons and cycles kind kind of transform us like the butterfly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some oracle cards just to get the reading started, see what the energy is. I've kind of already pre-shuffled the decks that I'm going to be using for today, um, but just to kind of see what's out here. And for those of you that are just seeing this video for the first time, I do not read for a specific astrological sign, um, day of the week. I believe that the energy is very fluid, so it doesn't matter when you stumble upon this video. When you do, and if you find that it resonates with you, then it'll be for you at that particular time. If not this particular time, this particular day or hour, it may resonate with you maybe come next week. So whatever the case may be, just be open for whatever it is that's meant for you, and disregard anything that's not for you. And I always say this: never give your power to another. When you hear either myself or any other lovely channels that are out there for intuitive readings or tarot or even life advice, you just have to take what is good for you and the rest leave. You have to excuse my energy. I have really been on bed rest here in the last couple of days, I would say, since I last worked. And I'll share what that's all about. But right now, I felt led, even in this hour, it's about 8:22 p.m. I felt led in this hour to just get back to what it is that I love to do, and that's just to share the messages of spirit as they come through me. Prayerfully, there'll be something for you as well. So, spirit, God, angels, God, goddesses, divine white light, our ancestors, thank you for using me as a clear path to channel whatever messages you have for the collective. Thank you that it'll be used for our highest good, our highest vibration. Thank you for the clarity that you will give us, the direction, the affirmation and encouragement that we need to be the best version of ourselves. So thank you. Okay, so the first card that came out was healing from the past. And I feel like this is a very fitting card, because a lot of things that we go through here in the current is sometimes directly related to us holding on to the past hurts and pains. And so, what I feel like this is saying is that whatever has been said, done, or thought, even people that have been very ignorant to you and treated you bad, it's just a point of now for us to be reminded that we have to let them go because it is holding us back from what is ahead on our journey. Forgiveness in any religion, culture is a good pillar or foundation for our healing, especially if we're trying to say that we want to grow in the things of what we desire and the things of what is purpose for us or the things that we're trying to accomplish. Healing from our past hurts, and that includes people, especially people that we may feel don't deserve our forgiveness. But nevertheless, Spirit is saying that it is time to get to a deeper level of healing. Some of us have probably already embarked or maybe even feel that we've already forgiven those that have wronged us in some way. And maybe it's in some instances for some of you that may be healing from yourself, healing from the disappointments and the disheartening feelings that you have towards self, the self-imposed limitations that you have put on yourself. And so I feel this is what Spirit is currently saying now. So that's the first card out, setting the tone for what it is to come for us. And we know that healing is not, we say it all the time, healing is not for the person that you are forgiving. Healing is for yourself. Forgiveness is for yourself so that you won't be held back by anything, any self limiting energies that may be lurking around you. Some of you may need to maybe use your throat chakra and talk to someone that maybe have wronged you. Maybe some people do not understand the effect that they've had on you. I've had to do that in my own family, get to the bottom of what it is that I'm feeling so that I can move on and really heal from the past. The next card that came out was celebration. So this is a wonderful card. I know during this season that a lot of people are having births, birth announcements, weddings, renewals, new opportunities that just may emerge. So the message here is just to celebrate yourself even, so that you just take this time to just really indulge. But you can't do the celebration part of that unless you are healed from your past, because there are a lot of things that are evolving and coming upon us. But we have to, in order for us to really embrace the totality of what could be celebrated, we have to learn how to heal. Okay, let's do one more of these, then we'll get into what I feel Spirit is giving us. And some of this may be um, just celebrating yourself. Again, I always turn it around. It's not always all the time that yeah, it's not always all the time that it's something outside of yourself. Okay, at many times whatever it is that we need to do, whether it be self-healing, self-celebration, self-love, whatever the case may be, it starts from within and then it goes outside. A lot of us are influenced about what goes on in our external environment and not really paying attention or seeking to what's going on internally. What are you internally telling yourself? What are your inward thoughts? What are your inward feelings or emotions? What are your inward goals? We always look for something outside and tangible to say that this is the reason why. But no, at times it's what are you telling yourself? What is that self talk? And speaking of self talk, the next card we had out was judgment, higher self. Um, I'll admit that over the course of the months that there have been some challenges where you may be emitting some low vibrations, but this is Spirit nudging us and telling us to really take a look within, draw from that inner strength, draw from your ancestors, get back into meditation, which I know I need to do. Get back into meditation so that you can really, really glean, get that power from within. A lot of us don't know how much power we really possess. We give our power to things and people that really, at the end of the day, don't really matter. So we need to get back in touch. Ooh, sorry, I put my hand over the candle, with the power from within. And so, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and draw a crystal oracle and see what Spirit has to say with that. I feel like this message is really even hitting home for me, and many of you will use this message to get back to the basics, okay? You have been spiritually grounded at one time, and now you feel like you're off center or misaligned in some way. And maybe this is just the video that we need to hear in order to get back to the basics. As India Irie said, bring it back to the middle, okay, of where things used to be. And not even where it used to be, but even on a new level, okay? So the lapis lazuli came out here, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, life changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. And I'll just show this again so that you'll be able to see it, and hopefully the glare will be able to show you what that is. So the big change is not necessarily, like I said, anything on the exterior. The big change is not even necessarily the people that we keep in our company, although we do need to be aware of the energies that surround us, but it's more or less the change that you notice from within. A lot of us have been pressed, as we say, on every side. We've been pressed by circumstances. We've been pressed by our own thoughts and feelings and emotions. A lot of us have not been able to sleep in another couple of weeks. And that's largely to overanalyze and over processing and really trying to control everything that's going on in our environment. When again, part of what we have to influence is what comes from within. So that creation, that creativity, that strategy, that energy of freeness and flowing has been stagnant. It has not been as fluid as it should be. So just let this be an encouragement to you to get back to the basics, get back to meditation, get back to lighting your candles and taking your salt baths and possessing your stones of good quality and characteristics that would be brung out of you from the inside. Let's get loose and get free. I feel like some of us have been shackled over the last couple of months, and we feel displaced in our spirit. And so now it's time to get realigned, to include myself. So let's continue on to what's good for us. So thank you so far. Thank you, Spirit God, angels, ancestors, divine white light, for all the messages that you've given us thus far. Although simplistic, very important. The basic things, they still matter. They still exist. Some of us are looking for some grand message to come out of the sky, but the message right here that I feel is just get back to the basics. Get back to your meditation. Get back to not being moved by what you see on TV. Get back to not being moved by what others think about you, the opinions of others. It more matters what you feel about yourself, okay? And you know what? We will become easily distracted if we are not drawn from a source within ourselves. So there's union here. This is the lover's card. There's a union, a partnership. As we see the rainbow there, a promise is being made, a commitment is being made with some of you. It might be even be a commitment to yourself, a newfound commitment within your spirit, your twin flame, whatever the case may be. But there is a commitment that is being made, and it's based off of love. Okay, I realize that a lot of us are lacking love for self. We say that we do, we say that we do, but we still have a journey ahead of self love. And with everything that we pass through in our experiences of life, it's like we have to find that self love and elevate it to a new level. And so, whenever circumstances happen, we sometimes are quick to go to what did I do wrong, or have I wronged somebody, or have I done something wrong, have I made the wrong choices or decisions, or what choices or decisions have I made in the past that now I'm being punished for. And Spirit is gently guiding us back to the love that we need to have for self. And that goes along with our first card was healing for the from the past. And so some of us are having to make some major decisions. We're trying to balance our emotions right now. We're trying to balance maybe our finances. Whatever the case may be, we are having to make some choices. And a lot of the choices that we make, we feel like we're unstable in making those choices. We may feel like we are, like this gentleman is, on a log and having to make choices that we may be scared to make, but nevertheless, That is why all the more we need to get back to the basis of meditation and seeing what our spirit guides, angels, and ancestors are leading us to do. This is what I can admit that I maybe forgotten and that I'm being reminded of is that all the answers come from within. When you see things in your tangible environment or outside of yourself, by that time it should be confirmation, whether it be through a person, place, or thing. By that time it should just be confirmation. But everything that we need is within ourselves. It's with our higher selves. But that goes back to again the forgiveness of self, the forgiveness of others. Those things are only fluid when we allow that dam to be broken down. Hangman. Some of us are in the valley of decisions. We feel like we're stuck. But let me let you know the hangman is not just merely that you're hanging around. It's that sometimes we need to be still so that we can hear the messages that our spirit ancestors, guides, and angels have for us. So don't let this be feeling like a period of being stuck. Let this be a period of re strategizing and recreating that which we desire. Let it be a time of enlightenment. Looking at things from a different perspective is what traditionally the hangman is stands for. Okay, so with these choices, I feel like Spirit is saying, look at things from all angles. Don't just sit and just try to make an impulsive decision. Look at things from every angle. Okay, and you may be in a situation or a time and space where you are needing a partnership or someone that you can have a commitment with to kind of hold you accountable, that you really encourage each other in this time. So the Four of Cups. So some of us might be feeling really withdrawn right now emotionally. Again, it goes along with this hangman. You may be feeling like you're stagnant or stuck, but this might be just a time again to go within. You may sometimes have to move away from your environment. You may have to take a trip. You may have to go to the beach. You may have to go out into nature and just sit by yourselves and just be surrounded with you and your God and figure out what it is that you need to do for this season in your life, because everything is a cycle and a season. So that is what I feel led to tell you, that you may need to just get away, and it doesn't have to be a physical getting away. It could just be you go in your house, in your room, and just get to the point of where you can just hear your inner God telling you what's next, is what I'm seeing here and what I'm feeling here. So this is very simplistic, but it's very, very, very much giving us an eye opener, or giving us opening our heart chakra and balancing our chakras again from the root on up to the crown. Okay, I'm feeling it myself. Two cards came out. Let me see what they are. Four of Cups, feeling regretful, feeling nostalgic, feeling like you've lost something. But the water in the background tells me that there's new beginnings. When we feel like we're lost, that we've lost something, we feel associated with a form of lack. But the waterfall in the background to me symbolizes there's a new beginning, there's an outflowing. So whatever you feel like you've lost is going to be replenished and then some, after you get to this place of solitude. And then there's the new beginnings, okay? The sword, new beginnings. And with that being said, I'm going to start a new row here on my tarot line, because I feel like that's definitely what this needs to be, is a new beginning, clarity, having strength, finding some type of inner dialogue with yourself that's going to pick you up. And trust me, right now I'm feeling that exact same thing. I will kind of allude a little bit more as time go on, but right now this is just a reading for me and the collective, and whoever decides to look in this on this video will definitely feel the same thing. This might hit you right where you are at this particular time. So when something is beginning here, that means something had to be rebuilt or tore down. So here's the tower. Traditionally, it spells out that something is about to happen. Your ground may be unstable. Your foundation might have been unstable. But anything that's tore down will be rebuilt. So this is a new beginning. So it's very fitting with the Ace of Swords. It's a new beginning. In order for something to be anew, you have to sometimes go back and check what is the base of it all. Is the base built off lies? Is the base built off confidence? Is the base built off truth? If not, it may be starting all over again. And for some of you, it just may be a new beginning all the way around. The things that we found comfort and stability in may not be any longer. We may have to find another push away. And sometimes, honestly, we don't, spirit can't, sometimes spirit, I feel, rocks our boat a little bit to get our attention. So when we're not focused and when we're distracted on other things, it's almost like your ground has to be shaken in order for you to get the message that, hey, I need to refocus. I need to get back on my game. I need to get back in my meditation. I need to be more open to the synchronicities that happen in our life. And then the King of Cups here, the emotional stability that we need, being in charge of that love, being in charge of the compassion and emotion that you might need to feel, first of all, for yourself in this season. Okay? That is what is here. The Ten of Swords. Oh my God. The burdens that you once felt. This is it. This is a cycle ending. The 10 is the cycle ending. So, like I said, spirit sometimes allows, I'll say, shit storms. Okay. Um, Not in everybody's case, but in some cases allows things to happen to get us back refocused. Okay. So now we have been drawn from external environment, external situations, external people, and getting back. And some of you, like I said, it might be a commitment there that you need to make with a person, or just being with your soulmate or twin flame during this time of whatever it is that you're going through. But drawing off of your inner strength is what's first and foremost, because you still don't want to rely solely on another person. Yes, you want encouragement. Yes, you want them to understand. It's always good if someone is in understanding of what you're going through at the moment. But your first source of energy and your first source of advice and strength needs to come from within. Talking to self. Not what people think or what they would do or how they would feel. That really wanted to come out. Giving, okay? We've been giving a lot of ourselves. We will admit we've been expending. Six of Pentacles is here. Yes, this could be in some ways charitable work, giving to the less fortunate, things like that. And if you think about it, when you're doing things for other people, not expending yourself, not exhausting yourself, but when you're doing things for other people or you're giving yourself to like charity work, sometimes it takes the negative energy that you might be feeling and thinking and holding on to. So in some of you, this might be that. Some of you, this could be more of an advice to, let's see here, maybe not give so much. I'll just say that. In some aspects, you have to really discern and be have discretion to how much you give. So give, but give with some discretion in this time, and it's not necessarily in a monetary situation. This very well could be your time right now. This might be a time for you to kind of withdraw, as we saw earlier, to get to some answers that you really been seeking, getting centered, getting grounded, healing. Okay. Too many cards there. So three cards came out. I saw the okay. I saw just glancing before I started shuffling again. I did see the three of cups there, celebration, things of that nature. But the Ace of Wands came out. So what this is telling me here is that, of course, Ace is meaning new beginning, but this is another journey that you're embarking upon that Spirit is giving you. This is a new leaf we're turning over. It could be in the area of business or finance, but I feel like this is more of an emotional renewal or a release of some sort. So those of you that might be feeling as though you've been going through a tumultuous time, now is that time to truly heal, okay, from whatever it is. So new beginnings are here. It is truly now in our court to take charge of the new beginning that we have. Oh, and by the way, death is on the bottom of the deck. So death meaning transformation doesn't mean a physical death. It just means letting go of things, that your old patterns and habits and thought processes and the way you used to analyze things. Now letting go of that. So that is fitting that you have the new beginning, but this is just reminded, quite like the tower moment here, that you have to rebuild, okay, and getting back to um, being in charge of your emotions, your feelings, your compassion for yourself and your dreams or someone else, whatever the case may be. Okay, I'm gonna do one more card here, and then we are going to clarify a couple. So the card that came out was the Six of Cups, okay? Some of you are going back, you can't help it. You're going back to the way things used to be. You're thinking about these things. You might be, it could be childhood, it could be old relationships, possibly, whether they be friendships, family relationships, or intimate. You're thinking about something that used to be. You're comparing and contrasting what used to be to how it is now. But let me tell you, that when we do that, we put a stumbling block in front of ourselves of what is to come, of what spirit, God, angels, ancestors are trying to bring into your existence even now. So yes, if you want to remember things for the fact of learning from situations in the past, okay, go back and remember those. But I feel like it's more or less, don't allow yourself to get stuck in the past, stuck into things that you trying to remember when you used to be happy last. I feel like that's a lot of you right there. Okay. But we have to be wary of that, because when you start thinking about the past, then you're not allowing yourself to go forward, because there is, like we had in the very first card, a spirit is trying to release us from things that have happened in the past, because now we're embarking on new territory, new ground. Okay. Card flipped over. The Knight of Cups. So compassion, love, emotions. And then on the bottom here, we have the King of Pentacles. So, being in charge of your emotions, feelings about whatever it is, it's time to get back on it. It's time to be the authority of your emotions, okay? As they rush in, we have to decipher what it is that we need to entertain and what we don't, to include people, okay? I'm going to clarify some of these. And I know that this is resonating for many of you as you watch this video. Some of you might be thinking about a time when you used to have a sufficient amount of funds, but now you're looking at your current situation and you're just like, damn, what happened? Like, what fell apart? So this is a new season all the way around. However, whatever department this resonates with you, whether it be your money, your love life, your projects, your endeavors, your whatever it is that your dreams hold, your desires for business, or self-empowerment or empowerment of others, or whatever the case may be. A card jumped out here. The Knight of Cups here, okay? Uh, and that's funny because we just had the Knight of Cups here. So this is just confirming that these emotions, feelings that you have, they will flood. They will rush in with the quickness, but you just, again, have to discern what it is that you need to entertain. And let me tell us here, I'm starting to embark upon 30 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up. It's 28 minutes now. When you feel, sometimes we entertain negative thoughts and feelings too long. We don't allow them to pass. As we're told in meditation, when thoughts come into your brain or into your existence or into your environment, don't force it out. Flow it out. Let it flow, okay? Let it be like a flood, just going back and forth. Have that temperance, all right? This is too many cards. The High Priestess, very intuitive energy, very flow. We were just talking about the flow of their everything, just going with the flow, just allowing that the emotional pull, like the moon represents emotions and feelings, and just allowing the positivity the intuition that you feel as you meditate. Let that pull you into a new direction. And speaking of new direction, you have the 11s up there, the ones. That's new beginnings right there. Okay, so just confirmation. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What else do we need to know? We pull two more cards and then we're going to wrap this up. Two more cards, Spirit. One turn over in the deck. The Eight of Swords. So this is what many of you are feeling right now. You're feeling trapped. The Eight of Swords. Some of you are not speaking your truth with the blue, with the throat chakra. But this is a perception. This is not reality. None of us are entangled or in jail for real. We are just allowing negative vibrations and thoughts to pull us down. And we've been warned of that. We've been warned that we don't have to live in that way. And then the temperance, which I mentioned before, this is how you get out of this energy of feeling stuck. When we feel stuck, it's because we tend to try to use something in our own abilities to we're trying to control the situation. Let's put it that way. We're trying to control the situation. But temperance here is the last card that we're going to pull. And this is pretty much saying, go with the flow. If you see these two irons here, or these two glasses filled with water, going back and forth, not spilling anything. We control things when we feel like we're in lack, or when we feel like things are not going to work out in our favor. I'm about to cry because this is definitely something I'm going through right now. But we are to just go with the flow. If we do this work and we use these tools, we use our stones, we use meditation, we use prayer, we use fasting, or whatever it is that you need, feel and let it do. If you're using these tools, then we have to allow them to work for us, because these tools are a direct gateway to our ancestors, to our gods, to our spirit man, spirit man. So whatever our spirit is leading us to do, we have to allow the art of allowing to come into our existence so that we can get what it is that we desire. And strangely enough, we are rigid in the way that we see with our tangible physical eyes. How will it unfold? We try to predict how things will unfold before they get a moment to. And and honestly, all of us find ourselves in a situation where we're doing that. But again, this whole reading is about healing and being led by your inner self, getting back to the basics, getting grounded, doing your yoga, doing whatever it is that brings you light in that darkness. Affirmations, so that we can truly get to the point of celebrating and being authentic about it. Some of us want other people to feel what we feel, and we hit ourselves against a wall trying to get them to feel what we feel. But they have to get there on their own. They have to embark on their own journey. They have to get back to their own grounding. They have to use their own tools, whatever it is that has worked for them, and whatever it is that's transforming in their own life. We have to allow that. But getting back to what it is that we personally need inwardly is what we are challenged to do in this season right now. All right. So hope that this has resonated with a lot of you. I really feel like it's definitely resonated with me. It's given me a pause to get back to what I know to be true for me. And so I love you all, kings and queens. I will be trying to make more videos from this point forward. I have nothing on the walls quite yet. This is just all that I have set up right here. And then I have my space, my sacred space, where I do my readings and meditate. I'm going to be doing more of it. So I love you all. Continue to take care of yourself, take care of each other. Use discretion with what it is that you need to entertain right now in this season, because I really feel like as we have passed the midway of the year, as far as the cycles that we are familiar with in this time space reality, we are to get back to the basics. Okay, we've been distracted. Summertime is almost over. We've had our fun of what we feel. We had our flings, whatever it is that we wanted to do. Now we need to get back in tune with ourselves, okay, our inner selves, our higher self. So I hope that you've all enjoyed this video. I'm right almost coming up on 35 minutes. So that has been the message for today for you. I love you all, and I look to hear from you.